right in. We are here today to show up six very popular baby tubs. And they kind of fall into 3 different categories. So we'll kind of put 2 head-to-head, so 3 pairings of 2. There is no one right tub for anybody. It depends on your living situation, what access you have to water, like, what's your water situation, how long you want to use the tub. What else? What are other factors that would
storage? Like if you have like multiple bathrooms in your house and you have a place to store versus you all share one bathroom and you don't. Comfort level of like bathing a very slippery new person. Yeah.
I feel like I'm shouting. The phone is very far away from me, so I'm
sorry. I know. Same here. Sorry for the yelling.
This is a really aggressive live for us. All right. Let's first talk about, do we need a tub at all, Jen?
So, do you need a tub? I think most people, yes. No, okay. Back it up. No, you don't need it. Like, there are very few things you need for a baby. Short of like diapers and a place for them to sleep and like some clothes and stuff like that and food. No, you don't need one. I will say, I think most people feel more comfortable with one. As we said before, like newborns, very tiny, very, very slippery when wet, very floppy. And infant tubs can help you lessen the anxiety and the stress of bathing a brand new person. I think it's a pretty common thing we hear from a lot of new parents that like, I have this new little person and they're so little and they're so tiny and they're so, helpless and I have to give them a bath and it's kind of stressful. So there's a lot of different style tubs that can help take that stress level down. Like you were saying before, some people use a tub for a couple, a month or 2. Some people use it much longer. I know people who bathe their toddlers in a baby tub in the adult tub. Just like, it's whatever you're comfortable with. So yes and no. I'd say the biggest pros are definitely like support, right? Like it supports your newborn. There's all different types of tubs with all different types of support that help keep your baby upright, their head upright, and makes it easier to give them a bath. And you can also set many tubs, not all, but many, on top of your counter or in your kitchen sink. So if you don't want to, especially right after you've given birth, you don't have to lean over the adult bathtub. That's really helpful. Or if you're just like prefer to wash your baby somewhere else, a lot of the tubs make that pretty easy to do. So that's kind of my thought there. But if you didn't want a tub, there are workarounds for sure. You could use like a big sponge and put just a tiny bit of water in your big tub. You could use the kitchen sink and, figure it out. But I like the idea of a tub.
Yeah. Some people do the straight up just sponge bath where you like lay your baby on the bed on a towel and you just, use sponge and water. You don't.
And especially like especially with a new baby, like they don't need to be bathed every day by fall. Yeah. Like talk to your pediatrician, obviously, but they don't get very dirty other than like the diaper area, and that you're going to be wiping.
And their little nooks and crannies and their little hands, because their fists are gripped so tight, so
as they get older, it's they get dirtier. But for the first couple months, they don't really not so dirty.
Yeah, cool. How long do baby tubs typically last?
Again, it depends. I'd say for the most part, I think the majority of people use them up until their baby can sit independently and also is comfortable sitting independently. So in the beginning, when your baby starts sitting, they'll be pushing up, but they'll kind of waver and they'll fall over. After they get the hang of it, I would say that's when most people feel more comfortable moving to the adult tub, or you could also move to a bath seat. Which is like an insert that goes in the adult tub and secures to the side and like props up your baby. You still have to be really careful, and you can never leave them unattended in any kind of tub. The tubs we're showing, the real tub, the insert, like you gotta have eyes on at all times because it can happen very quickly where they fall over or something happens, and so you want to be there for that. But I'd say most people, until they're sitting independently. Like I said before, you can go longer if you feel more comfortable. Like one of the tubs we're showing today it's really high. You can probably bathe like your 3-year-old in it if you wanted to. I mean, it's kind of your comfort level.
When does independent sitting typically happen? Is that like 6 months?
Yeah, like 6-8 months. It depends. I mean, every baby is different, but around then.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I had a friend. I had a friend with I had a 2-year-old at the time, and I had a friend with a 4-year-old or 5-year-old, and I said, "Oh, it must be so great. You don't have to like, bathe your kiddo anymore. Like I'm sure they're just taking their own showers or whatever." And he was like, no. I was like, I'm still gonna be doing this at 4 years old?
Yeah.
Come on. Although Jen, your son started taking a shower very early.
He was about 5, I'd say 5, like 5.5, and it actually like went a lot better than we thought. We were a little worried. I don't know how clean he is. He's 7 now. He still doesn't come out like super clean, but he can like go upstairs and do it himself, and it's like game changing. But we're starting all over, so it doesn't matter. Back to the tub.
Right when one phase of life gets easier, you just dive right back in.
Exactly.
Okay, what else? All right, types of baby tubs. There's 2 types, sink inserts and basin tubs. Tell me, or I'm going to talk about, Jen writes the script for me, by the way.
I can talk about it if you want. Whatever you want.
Okay, sink inserts. They're padded inserts. They typically rest inside your sink, and they turn your sink or water source into like a mini baby bath. So this is one example of a sink insert. This is the blooming lotus bath. And you can stand comfortably. That's really nice, because usually a tub is like, you're hunched over the tub. You need something to support your knees or a stool, and being able to bathe your baby while you're comfortably standing is really nice.
Yeah.
And then it hangs. That's great for limited storage space. Does this one actually hang? Yep. There's a hanger.
Yeah,
There's a hook here, so you can hang it from, hook in your shower or anything you want. So it'll drip dry quite nicely. And there's other kinds of sink inserts. I'm just showing you this one. We'll show you another one later.
I've got it.
Kiddos typically outgrow these after 4 to 6 months. I would say for some kids even earlier, like they're sitting up, and, if you still want to give sink baths, you feel more comfortable just plopping them in the sink, quite frankly.
You can also, it depends how big your sink is too. If you have like one of those really big farmhouse like sinks, you probably get longer, they can stop easier, but if you're in a smaller space with a smaller sink, it's going to be harder.
Totally. And when we say sink, I'm not sure, do you know, like, is this good in the bathroom sink? It's a little.
Yeah, yep. Any sink is like fair game. It's just going to depend on shape and size.
Okay, cool. Just be sure to measure your sink and the insert before buying it to ensure it fits. This one's squishy, so like the chances are it will fit places, but there's tubs like the Push.
This is like will only fit specific size, which we'll go into later.
Okay, great. So that is sink inserts, and then there are basin tubs. Jen, tell us about basin tubs.
So I have 2 basin tubs here, but this is one example. So basin tub is like a standalone basin, a standalone tub. They can be used on their own. They can be used like on a counter. They can even be used outside if you were like camping or something. Most of them, I think pretty much all of them, have some kind of newborn like support feature. So like we'll show you this one in a little bit, but this is the skip hop one, and it has like this mesh sling that is removable. This OXO one is just angled differently, so one side is narrower and angled better for newborns. And then once your baby gets older, you can either take out the support or switch them to the other side, depending on the side of the tub. And then some of them collapse, not all, but some, and we'll show you that when we compare. Some of the basin tubs either fold in on themselves or fold flat. And again, for storage purposes, it's great because this thing takes up a lot of room. I mean, you can see how it is. It's big. This one happens to collapse though, so I'll show you that later.
Cool. Hey Jen, do you want to see if you can tilt your camera down like a couple inches? That would be really nice. That way we can like.
Can you get up? Is that better?
Yeah, it might cut your head off a little bit, but as long as we can still see your view, whatever makes you comfortable. Lift it up a little bit. I don't want you to feel like you're scrubbing. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I wish I could put you in the top screen.
I know. I'll hold them up. When I show mine, I will definitely hold them up.
Okay, amazing. All right, great. Let's run through all the tubs we have with a few side by side, so you can get everyone can get a sense for a few that compare very similarly. So let's start with inserts.
Sink inserts. Yay.
Okay. Inserts,
okay.
Inserts, sink inserts. Great.
Do you want me to go through all the features, or do we want to go one by one and like ping pong?
Let's do them one by. Let's go price to price, function to function. So
okay.
You kick off, and then I'll just kind of ping pong off of you.
So this is the Pudge tub. Pudge. It's actually Pudge. We just looked it up to make sure I've been saying it wrong. We have some great videos about how to say baby brands on our TikTok and Instagram that you should totally check out. They've been a big hit even among baby listers who have been saying things wrong for a long time. So this is the Pudge. It is $44.99. And Kathleen has the Blooming Bath, which is
this is the Blooming Bath. It's $39.99. So it's a $40 difference.
Yeah. So then we're just gonna talk about like basic function. So this one turns your sink into like a tiny little bathtub, and it's supportive. So it's I'll go into the material next, but you can kind of see it holds its shape. So it's sort of like an insert that rests in your sink, and then the baby lays right here.
Did you snap that? Like, does that snap into that shape?
Yeah, so it stores flat. It opens to store completely flat, and you can hang it. But then when you want to use it, it folds in on itself. It has little magnets, and that way it holds its shape, so it like cradles the baby.
Awesome. That's cool. And the Blooming Bath, not only does it make amazing Instagram photos.
Very cute.
Those are the photos I remember, like before I had a baby.
I know.
Little babies being bathed in this.
I know.
This is more like a giant sponge for your sink. It's like a big cushiony space. Less support. Like less concrete support, but more just like comfortable goodness.
Yep.
For your little babe. Yep.
And then size, so it's obviously hard to see, but this one is about 26 inches long. The thing to note here about the Pudge is that it does not fit in all sinks. And so if you go on either their website or you go on the Babylist store or Babylist shop and see the dimensions, it will tell you what sink dimensions this works best in. Because it is already kind of shaped, right? It's already contoured like this. If you have a huge sink, there's going to be nothing to hold it up. It uses the back and mostly the back and sides of the sink to prop itself up. So you have to make sure your sink isn't either too big or too small. I will say it fits in most sinks, either bathroom or kitchen. You can use it either, but you definitely want to check before you either put it on your registry or purchase it to make sure it's going to work in your house.
Cool. And this, the Blooming Bath, is 33 inches in diameter, so it's a little bigger. And this is obviously adjustable, but really, there's tons of ways you could kind of squish this into your sink. So you could feel a little bit more confident that this is going to work in virtually any kind of sink.
Yep.
So if you're moving, or if you're considering moving or something like that, this is something you might want to consider, just so you don't, so this will fit where you go.
Yeah. And then material. So again, it's hard to show over the phone, but this is like a firm sort of foamy material. It's mildew resistant and mold resistant, and it dries really quickly. So it does obviously take on a little water, and you'll need to hang it up or prop it up when you're done. But it dries pretty fast. I'd say like 10, 15 minutes. Like it's pretty quick dry.
Yeah. And this is also made from a mildew resistant foam. You see how thick it is though? That's going to take a while to dry, like no matter what. So, you know, your best. Okay. By the way, I had the dirtiest nail our last live, so I was like, I gotta get my nails.
It looks so good. Mine look terrible. Sorry.
I emerged back into society. Okay, I got my hair done, I got my nails done. Right. Okay. So super squishy. That means it's going to absorb a lot of water. Your best bet is to try to squeeze it out as much as you can before you hang it up. And it's going to take a while to dry. But it
is machine washable.
What's that? Machine washable too.
It's machine washable and dryable. So the thing, if you did need to dry it quickly, you could pop it in the dryer.
Cool. That's good to know.
And then lifespan. So this works to about 16 pounds. Which is obviously going to be different for every kid because every baby hits different weight, you know, but I'd say it's probably, I mean, definitely under 6 months. You'll know when it's not working anymore because your baby will be like way too big for it. It's pretty easy to figure it out.
Yeah. And then this works up to about 6 months. There's not really like a weight guidance for this. But you can use it in the big tub, you know, if you want them to have a cushy place to put their bums. And when you're transitioning into the infant tub, this can also go into the infant tub to just give a little bit more like supportive, so they're not super slidey. So this is a nice thing to move on to the next phase too.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, great. We did it.
These are both really popular.
The two inserts that we like the most.
Yeah, and I'd say the biggest pros are like they're pretty affordable and you can travel pretty easily with them, and they store really easily. So those are 3 things to consider. If those are important to you, then you may want to add these or purchase them, you know, if you think you're going to be using them a lot.
Nice. Good call on the traveling. That's
they're great for travel, especially in the beginning.
Cool. All right, what do we have next? I saw somebody ask about this tub, so I'm glad that we're showing it off. I have the first year's. I love how I didn't put the full name of the product. So this is the first year's.
First year's Shore Comfort Deluxe Newborn to Toddler Tub with Sling.
Right. What Jen said. That's what I have.
And then I have the Skip Hop Moby, I believe it's called.
That one's fun. It looks like a whale. Right?
It's so cute.
You got your sling in. I kind of like, I'll show off how this Woo! Sorry.
Don't break your house.
I'll show off how this sling connects when I talk about mine. But these both come with slings.
Yeah.
All right. So these are kind of what we would call traditional basin infant tubs. Like before tubs started getting really fancy, this is like kind of what you would see on the market. And then they've, of course, evolved to these today, which are really nice. Yep. So let's go for it. Jen, Skip Hop, how much is it?
$34.99, so $35, call it even.
Okay. And the first year's $19.99, so this is $20. Great price for all
good deal. Yeah, it's a great deal.
Yeah.
What are the basics of this? So as you said, this is a basin tub. You can use it on its own, or you can use it in the big tub, whatever you're more comfortable with. This sling is removable, so it comes out, it clips up on top and at the bottom, and it also has 2 positions. So it starts in this position, which as you can see is pretty upright, and then you can unclip these bottom clips right here, and you can roll this foam insert down, and then there's a second spot for the clips here. So you roll this back, and then that gives you a little more upright angle, so for an older baby. And then when you don't need it anymore, this whole thing pops right out, and it just becomes a pure basin tub with no inserts. They can like sit up independently in it.
Nice. And that one has a plug in the bottom, right?
Yes, this has a plug right towards here.
So you can fill it, or you can leave the plug open and just kind of let water constantly through, depending on what stage and bath, what kind of bath you want to give. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep. And then what about you?
The first year's tub, quite very similar features, which is great. It can be used on its own. Just you don't even have to put it in a bath. You can just put it wherever you want, outside, whatever you want. Another nice thing about it is this actually fits over the sink too. Does the skip hop fit over the sink?
No, the skip hop does not really fit over the sink. That one has like little grooves on either side. And again, depending on like your sink size, but it can like rest on the sink. This, no.
Okay, yeah. So this is designed to either fit nicely within, like if you have a double kitchen sink, you see how there's a groove here, so it'll fit over that double kitchen.
Yep.
Or if you have a farmhouse, you know, obviously it'll just kind of drop into that too. So love that. That's an extra nice feature of this tub. It is the fabric sling, which is not quite as cushy as that nice Moby that you have there. It's like a no fuss, no frills sling that you just clip on over it. And this is, you would use this for when your baby's like a tiny, tiny baby.
Yep.
It does go on easily. I'm making it look harder than it is, but I'm just at a weird angle. Clips in like this. Boop. Yep. So four points to clip in. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's that sling. It's nice and supportive. Newborn can hang out in there, and there's also like a little groove here that you can just put like a sponge and you know, little extras that you need, which is nice. Just a little nice thing like that. So yeah. Okay. Then when you take off the sling, it's completely removable. You've got they can graduate to the next. Are we talking about stages right now, or am I getting ahead of myself?
No, we have new size. So this one's 27, and they're about the same. This is 27 inches long, and yours is
okay. 29, a little bit longer. Yeah.
Lifespan. They say newborn to toddler. I mean, again, it's going to depend how big your toddler is. So if you take this out, it's hard to see the depth, but it's, you know, you could fit like definitely up to like about 18 months. I think that's what they recommend. So if you wanted to, you know, if you feel more comfortable using this in the adult tub, like to limit, you know, when they're all sliding around, or if you're bathing like an older kid and you want to keep your littler kid kind of separate, but you do want to do the bath at the same time, you can do that with this. So I'd say about 18 months is probably good.
Show me the inside. Are there any like grooves or anything in there?
There's like little, not really. It's non-slip a little bit. It's kind of like different,
rough.
Yeah, a little rougher. And then the what's the word? I've like lost all my brain cells. The plug is here. It's down there.
Okay. Cool. Great. And then this one, this kind of separates things into stages, and it's got nice reminder words so you can remember what stage is what. This side is where you would like lay a newborn, or like after you're done with the sling where baby's still not sitting up, their head kind of goes here, and it's more of like a laying down situation. Yep. And their booty goes here, so it's nice they don't slip down because there's like a nice ridge right there that kind of keeps them from slipping and sliding. So that's cool. And then as they get up to more assisted sitting and sitting on their own, then you flip it. And then you've got basically like a seat for them to sit here. Their little bum goes here. Their legs can go wherever they want because they're sitting. And then there's a nice upright back for them to either sit assisted or sit fully upright on their own if they want. And then plug is here. And that just how you drain the tub so you don't have to lift it up and dump it over. Yeah.
Awesome. I'd say lifespan is pretty similar for that one too.
Yeah. Newborn through toddlerhood. Yep.
Yeah.
This one's bigger. I feel like there's more room. There's less room to move around in this one, but it's like longer.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then just like a few other quick things to note. I talked about the non-slip texture a little bit in the little previously. And then there's a hook on the back. So it's a hook right here. And this is awesome because this does not collapse. It's pretty big. So if you have like a hook on the back of your door and you want to hang it up, it's great because it then doesn't have to like live in your sight at all times.
Nice. That's cool. This tub does not have the hook feature. if you have the space to leave it in the tub full time, that's probably the most ideal, or over the sink. But if you use that sink or need to use that tub, other people take showers or baths in that room. This one's a little bit more in the way.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. All right. What else?
The last
Anything else to say about these? These are like, I would say, the most common baths we're seeing right now. So there's a few other brands, right? There's
I think this and the one you have are the most popular in the Babylist store, if not, or Babylist shop. I'm calling it the shop now. They're definitely within the top like 3 or 4. But I would say, you know, the price. It's a mid-range price point, not super cheap, but not too expensive. Really user friendly. Really, you know, cute, basic.
Yeah.
Hip Hop also has a ton of bath accessories too. Like they have a kneeler and they have a elbow pad and they have like a spout cover and they all match like in this little wow theme. They're really cute.
Yeah.
They have like a really good bath selection of products.
What I like about these like transitional tubs to the tubs that go from newborn to toddler is that you're able to use a lot less water.
Yeah.
You know, like when your toddler's taking a bath and you fill up that whole bathtub, it's like it's a lot of water for one little kiddo. So love having these tubs that grow with them, and then you can use a lot less water, not feel guilty about bathing them constantly when they need it. So cool. All right.
Last 2 are collapsible tubs, which we talked about a little before. So when I had my son, I lived in an apartment, and I had nowhere to put. We all shared one bathroom, and we owned a collapsible tub, and it was awesome because I felt like we got the benefits of a basin tub with the storage and like portability of a collapsible, much smaller option. So if you're the type of person who either lives in a small space or just doesn't want this around all the time, the collapsible options are great. And there's a lot of them on the market. These are 2 of the most popular, but there's others as well.
Amazing. So you've got, what do you have?
I have the OxoTot Splash.
Okay. And then I have the Stoka Flexi bath.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great.
So these are a little more expensive because they obviously like have more functionality. So this one is $59.99.
And this one is the Stoka is $64.
So
and comes with this newborn insert for that price.
Yeah, so I think they also sell it without as well.
Yes.
But yes, with the inserted 64.
And there's also an extra large version of this tub. So you could get the newborn insert and then a much larger tub than this that just kind of lasts even longer, you know, as your kid grows.
So this like the basics here, it's an infant through toddler again, and it folds, well, this one collapses. It collapses flat for easy storage, which I will show you in a moment.
Cool. This one is 26 inches long, 15 inches across, and it feels really, it like seems really like it's kind of collapsed open. But once you fill it with water, it gets, you know, the weight of the water like kind of puffs it out a bit.
Yep.
And then it's almost 10 inches high, so double the height of the OXO.
Yeah, so this one is 30 inches long and 18 across and about 5 inches high. So it's still, it's actually higher than that, I lied. I think it's 5 inches when it's collapsed, actually. That's the wrong measurement. I would say this is more like probably 10. Not quite 10, but it's definitely shallower, though, is the point. That has higher sidewalls than this, so it, like, you can fill it with more water.
And for vanity's sake, does that come in different colors?
Yes, this comes in a couple different colors, I think. Okay. Definitely blue? 2. I think it comes in blue, gray, and maybe one more. And yours comes in a bunch of different colors too.
Yeah, this one actually comes in. So the tub will either be white or clear. Clear is kind of cool. I wish I had been able to locate a clear one because I like that personally. And then like the piping, I have gray here, but they also have blue, pink, and a few other colors too. So lots of different like size and style options for this guy.
So I'm going to show you how to collapse it. So it has these plastic legs at the bottom, right? And so there's little buttons, and you can't see. You just press the buttons. Actually, no. First you do this. I lied. First you push it down. So I just push that part down, and then
whoa,
and there you go.
whoa.
So look how much flatter. Like that's practically like you could slip that easily under your crib or your bed, or like it also has a hanging hook, so you can put it on the back. And then when you want to open it again, sorry, this thing is really heavy. You'll hear it click into place. Yep. You flip it over and you press down, which I can't do. I have to show you this way.
Whoa.
So like this part is flexible rubber, and this is like a harder plastic. And then the drain is here. You pull this out, and it actually is a two-sided drain. So it has a hole there and also a hole there, so it drains pretty quickly.
What's that like knob in the middle?
It's the push bar. So like this is how you can pull it or push it when you want to collapse it. So if I wanted to, I did it from the back, but technically you can like pull it up, and then when the tub is flat, you push it down. And it also helps with the seat. It like goes in between the baby's legs. Yeah, it's like a support.
Cool. Yeah. Great. This guy, the Stoka also collapses, and there's a newborn insert. How would you you just put a newborn in that one? In the oxygen?
So, oh yeah, I didn't mention that. Sorry, good point. So this has two separate sides. It has a narrower side, which is up here, and then it has the wider side. The newborn goes on this side because it's a little more supportive and like tighter, and it holds them up better. Then when they get older, you switch them to this side, and this is just more of a seat. So this is like more of an upright angle, and their legs go in here on either side, and they can just sit right up. So it doesn't have an insert. It has like two different sides. And I will say, pro tip, I had a similar tub. I didn't have this one, but I had a similar tub. And in the beginning, when you're dealing with a really little baby who has no support at all, I haven't tried a little baby in this one, so I can't speak from experience, but it can get a little slippery and they can tend to go down, like slide down. So what we did was put like a towel, we folded up a towel, or we also had like this little bath sponge, and we just kind of put it back here and then laid the baby down, and it kept them much more propped up. Once he was able to sit up a little more on his own, we didn't need that, but it kind of added like an extra layer of non-stick, which we like.
That's nice. Let's say we're gonna say the names of the tubs again right now. A few people are asking, and then before we sign off, let's like run through all the tubs again, just the names and what they are really quickly. So Jen, you've got the
Oxo Tot Splash.
Okay, and I have the Stoka Flexi Bath that we're showing off now. So again, the reason why we're kind of pitting these tubs against each other is because they are collapsible and they store flat, which is really nice. The Stoka, a little bit more expensive, comes with two pieces. This is the newborn insert that like hooks onto the back or the side of the bathtub like this. Yep. And then just kind of like you can sling your baby there. Jen, I haven't used this in real life, so I'm not sure, but Jen's concern with babies slipping feels a little valid to me in this, where there's no like, crotch bar to hold or keep them from slipping. So again, putting a little towel here is nice. That just helps keep them from slipping when they're newborn. Then when you don't need this anymore, 3-4 months or so, just comes right out. And then this is a pretty great deep tub that you can use for a pretty long time. You can take it outside, like if you're hanging out in the bath or in the backyard and just want to give baby a little cool off spot. It's like a mini pool. And they have you can't really see it. I don't think I'll be able to really show it. But there's like a water, it's indented in the side, but they give you like a clear what the water line should be. So that's a nice indicator of like where should the max water go, so to keep your baby safe. And then the drain is right here. And the drain plug, I believe, also changes colors, and like it gives you a little indicator if the water is too hot.
Yep.
So that's a nice little feature of it. And then, of course, let me plug that back in. And then, of course, how does it collapse? You just fold it, and then this hook just hooks. And so this gets, I would say, about the same flatness as the OXO. And yeah, stored anywhere, under the crib, just by the toilet, you know, whatever works for you. So
yeah, great. I mean, considering how big these are, they collapse down really well. So it's a really great option. It is a little more expensive, but if that's something you really need, then I think it's well worth it, because like it's going to take up a lot less space. Yeah. And then lifespan, yours is longer than mine. So this is about like through early toddlerhood. So they say about 18 months is what OXO recommends, just because of the size of it. But yours is a lot higher.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. I wanted to say one more thing about this guy. Oh, I said this before, but the Stoka, this model comes in like an extra large size. So, you know, if you really want to plan on using a portable tub for a longer, you know, I know the extra large size. I have a 4-year-old, and I could fit my 4-year-old in that extra large size, no problem. Great way to save water too.
Or if you don't have a house with a tub, like, and you're like, how am I going to bathe this kid? And you're not into the sink situation. Probably the most popular option that I think people who don't have tubs, or don't have tubs like upstairs, so say they, you know, you just have a bathroom with a shower, you can easily use that, and like it gives you the tub experience. I love it.
Okay, great. The question came in, will there be a written review of this after the live? Funny thing you should ask. Jen is our expert gear editor, and we have so many guides on in the on Babylist about the best bathtubs, best shampoos and baby washes, best bath toys. Say that 5 times. A few other guides that I'm going to go ahead and, after this live, post to our Instagram story, so you can, if you don't feel like sitting through a 40-minute live about bathtubs, you can just read our guides online. So I'll put those in stories like 20 minutes after we're done. Okay, and which we are done. So these inserts.
I have the Pudge tub right here.
Pudge tub. And I have the Blooming Lotus bath. And this also comes in a bunch of fun colors too.
Yes, it comes, I think, 3 different colors.
Great for infants. All right, what else do we have?
The Basin Tubs. I have the Skip Hop Moby, little whale.
And I have the first year's Sure Comfort tub.
I'm gonna get like an arm workout at the end of it. And then the collapsibles, I have the OXO Tot Splash.
Awesome. And then I have the Stoka, what is the actual tub called?
Flexi Bath.
Stoka Flexi Bath. Yep. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Jen, as always.
Thanks.
Everybody needs to know that Jen writes the scripts for these, and I just sit back and learn things about tubs. So.
No, it's fun. I like any excuse to come chat with you, especially about baby gear.
If you don't already follow Babylist on Instagram, do it right now, please. We have great guides, great supportive content for expecting new parents. And be sure to check out our stories where we'll follow up with all kinds of great guides and links to shop this demo there for you. So
awesome.
Thanks again, everyone.
Thanks, guys.